I'm going to give you your first strategy, which is the ERP. I'm Nicole Greer. I'm here to talk about vibrant change management. The ERP stands for the introspective, the R stands for retrospective, and the P stands for prospective. So we're going to go out to the future and we're going to tell them about the new software, we're going to tell them about the new training, and we're going to tell them about the new project. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn around and go backwards. Now, coming out here to the future, when I get my story together of the why, now I'm going to say to myself, what is it going to take to get this future manifested? Okay, so now I'm going to go back, and this is called the retrospective. Now, am I going to the past? No, I'm going from the present to the what? Future, and the future to the... And now, don't miss this, I'm gonna make a memory of the future. Now, if I've got my 7 stories straight, and I know the vision story, I'm gonna tell it, and then I'm gonna told you that I told you, and I'm gonna tell it, and tell it, and tell it, and tell it, and tell it. I'll tell you a quick story. I went back and got my undergraduate done when I was 42 years old. Finally got my 2 at college, and I said, I'm gonna go to college. And they said, oh no, don't do that, Mama. And I said, I'm gonna go to college, right? And we'll compare report cards at the end of the semester. And so I went over to Lenore Ryan, and when they took a look at me, do you know what they said to me? They said, you're an adult student. You have to take this class called the Adult Learner before you can take any other classes. And I said, okay, I'll do whatever it takes to get that done. And they said, okay. So when I took this class, I was in there with a bunch of ladies and guys that looked like me, and they told me, adult learners, it requires them to hear a concept 7 times before they can absorb it. This is a research little book they had. So turn to your neighbor and say, you know, I told them 6 times, and then the other neighbor says, well, this got 1 more to go. How many of y'all feel like you tell everybody 7 times to do something? How many of y'all feel like you tell them 7 times? So we got to tell them about the vision, and then we got to tell them what it's going to take. You cannot send an email about a change and think everybody understands. And that is a lot of what I see out there, okay? Edwin Way was a poet, and here's what he said. He said, no path is ever truly trod until it's trod both ways. So here's what he's saying. Edwin is saying, if I go out this path right here, here's what's gonna happen. I turn around, I think about how am I gonna get here? I gotta do this, 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 I gotta do this. Now, I'm out and back the path. How many of y'all gone for a walk on the path? How many people been on a walk on a path in the woods at the Lake Norman State Park, wherever? First time you go out on that path, when you go out there, what happens? You're like, oh, there's little triangles on the trees. I'll just follow the triangles on the trees. Do you have a copy of the map in your back pocket? Did you take a picture of the big board? Say yes, you're going out the path, but it starts to get dark. Now, do you still have triangles on the tree? Say yes. No, they didn't. They don't take the triangles down at the end of the day. They don't. Okay, and so the triangles are still on the tree, right? Okay, so then, even though it's getting dark, the triangles are still on the tree. Do I get a little nervous? Yes. I'm like, it's getting dark. Will I be able to see the triangles on the tree? I'm not sure. I'm gonna hustle my butt back to the parking lot. Ready? Triangle, 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 triangle. Whew. Back at the parking lot. Are y'all with me? And I'm relieved. Even though I had a little nervous moment on my new path, my new hiking trail, I think to myself, I really enjoyed that, you know, the first part. So I'm gonna go do it again. Now, what will happen if I go out to the park and back the trail 15 times and the sun starts going down? Do I start to get worried? No, because I know, oh, right around this bend is that big tree I like. And then there'll be that little bridge that some Boy Scout made, some Eagle Scout. And around that corner is that fallen tree and then the big rock. And see, that's what we gotta do for change management with humans. We gotta say, here's where we're going, follow me to the future. I'm using my imagination, it might not all come true, but you know, hang with me and we'll figure it out. I'm gonna turn back to the present. This is what's gonna happen, this is what I think is gonna happen, this is what I think I'm gonna happen. Now, once you take me the introspective and the retrospective and you mush them together, that is a technical word from Concord, mush them together, you get what I call a prospective. See, now I am propelled. Did you hear my story? Now I want to get in the car and go get on the trail. I know that trail. It's a beautiful trail. And that's what our change management processes need to be like. It's going to be fantastic. So you take people out the trail and back the trail. While all of this is happening, you are working on people's brains. Let's talk about the science inside your brain. Inside of your body, you have this thing called the nervous system. All day long, you've been getting inputs into your nervous system. Did y'all have salmon or chicken? I had salmon. It was delicious. Could we all have a round of applause for the Embassy Suite salmon people? Yes. Oh, it was really good. Really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I had salmon, so I had taste, right? I had a couple people give me like a fist pump and a hug and a tap and a hello. I heard things. I saw things. Did you have inputs coming into your body all day? Yes. You're going to have these inputs coming in. Your nervous system brings it in and runs it through this little teeny tiny thing at the base of your neck here in the back, and it is called the what?
The ascending reticular activator.
Okay, could you yell it really loud?
That's the ascending reticular activator.
Okay, and so the name of his company is what? Lizard brain, okay? That is the lizard brain, but he's very advanced. In the back of your brain, you have this thing called the lizard brain. Now, the lizard brain is your primitive brain. It is designed to keep you safe. Everybody write that down. Designed to keep you safe is your lizard brain, or your amygdala, okay? Everybody in here has one, and every one of your learners and everybody going through a change process is using their amygdala, I promise. How many of y'all ever heard of this concept called emotional intelligence? Anybody heard of this thing? Okay, so here's the thing. The person who can realize that they're using their amygdala or their lizard brain, that they're upset, they're sad, mad, or they're unglad about whatever this change is, but then they go, oh wait, I work for this company and the contract is if they change things, I'm a change agent. Do your employees know that's the contract? If you work here and the business needs this new thing, the contract is you get a paycheck on Friday if you help make it happen. Like there's a little delusion about that. I'm just saying, yes or no, no or yes. All right. So people get upset or their lizard brain. Now, they used to say there was fight or flight. Remember that, fight or flight? They say that the brain has gone to a new level, that we have evolutionized. And so now we have fight, flight, freeze, and deflect. So fight, we know what that is. We're gonna make a change. I'm not gonna be part of that change. That's fighting. Flighting is, I'm out of here. I'm gonna find a new job, get my resume together. Third one is freeze. That is quiet quitting. Don't miss that. And number 4, deflect. That's not my job. When we talk to people about change, you gotta know already this stuff's gonna hit their amygdala. If they do not have this thing called emotional intelligence, they're gonna stay with their lizard brain and not move through their limbic brain, which is the thing that tells them, you know, you're upset, you're worried, you have uncertainty. They can't get to their prefrontal cortex. So everybody turn and look at your neighbor and say, you have a very nice forehead. Do that real quick. Do that real quick. You have a very nice forehead, okay? Some of you have nicer foreheads than others, I'm just saying, okay? So here's the thing, right here is where we can think things through. We can use logic, we can use creativity. And so here's the thing, the stuff I'm telling you, I invite you to tell the people who are going through the change. Before we even talk about the change, we have to talk about how you change things. Really what we're doing is changing people's thinking. In this prefrontal cortex, you have neural passageways. And these neural passageways are connected by this little thing called dendrites. If I've had the same job, doing the same thing, the same way for a very long time, those dendrites are locked and loaded. Now, I'm gonna give you an example of that real quick. So in the morning, I bet you have habits or a routine, okay? So when I get up every morning, I get up for my husband because I need at least 15 minutes where nobody needs anything from me. And so I get up early, and I get up real early, and I don't even have to turn on the light. Are y'all with me? Like, I know how to navigate the bedroom without stubbing my toe. Too much information, but first place I go is the potty. Go in the potty, I don't have to turn the light on, I can locate the toilet paper. I mean, I got the whole system down, right? It's all locked and loaded right here. Then I get out, and then I'll go over to the bathroom mirror, wash my hands. I'm gonna stop doing this, but what I do is I turn the light on, and I look. Woo! Is that all I have to work with? But then I remember that I have this thing up here called the prefrontal cortex. And I can make it learn, I can make it grow, I can do amazing things with this prefrontal cortex, can't I? Right? But see, all of that's automatic. And so when we come in people's worlds and some change management thing is going on and we're gonna do training, you are ripping apart their dendrites. And this is why they're sour. And they wanna know if they have to go to mandatory training. Okay? So here's the thing. We have to teach people that they are going through a learning curve.